Alright, good evening ladies and gents, welcome back to Compound Interesting. In today's video I want to explain why Ethereum is like no other asset or no other cryptocurrency and why it stands in a league of its own when it comes to monetary policy. When Ethereum transitioned from proof of work to proof of stake, the issuance of Ethereum dropped by 90%. So that's the equivalent of three halvenings all in one time. Three Bitcoin halvenings all in one time. Half by half by half. This has led to the net issuance of Ethereum being pretty much zero, and at the moment it is actually deflationary. And over the long term, Ethereum is going to be pretty much the only cryptocurrency, the only main cryptocurrency that is deflationary, meaning that the circulating supply of Ethereum is higher now than it will be in the future. So the number of Ethereum in existence is decreasing over time. So in the future there will be less Ethereum, and if all else was equal, then the price has to be higher. As you can see from this chart, the Ethereum supply has actually decreased slightly since the merge, only by just over 2,000 or almost 3,000, which is essentially nothing in comparison to the 120 million ETH that's out there at the moment. But if the merge didn't happen, the Ethereum supply would have gone up by quite considerably. So that's removing like 2 or 3% of selling pressure of the total Ethereum market cap per year, because when the miners get Ethereum, they have electricity bills that they have to pay, so they have to sell their Ethereum. But now they don't. Now stakers, they don't have to sell their Ethereum. They're just probably going to continually stake it because they have no electricity costs. Here's another long-term chart showing the Ethereum supply over the next 200 years. So yeah, anyone who made a chart for Ethereum over the next 200 years is obviously very confident in Ethereum if it's still going to be around in 200 years. Nevertheless, at current projections, there will only be 50 million Ethereum once we get to equilibrium of Ethereum fees burned to Ethereum staking rewards. So why is this happening? Why is Ethereum's issuance suddenly gone deflationary? Where is all this Ethereum going? If you didn't know, with the introduction of EIP 559, out of every transaction, the base fee of the transaction fee is actually burned. And the stakers get their rewards from the priority fees and the additional fees to the base fee. And as we know, Ethereum is one of the most popular cryptocurrency networks. It's one of the most popular blockchains and people use it a lot, so there's a lot of fees. It has the most fees being spent on the blockchain out of any cryptocurrency because it's so popular, because of NFTs, because of decentralized exchanges. People want to buy and sell shitcoins, people want to buy and sell JPEGs, people want to do DeFi. Most of it is on top of Ethereum. It is the most popular smart contract platform by a mile, and people don't really use Bitcoin much. Like, the use of Bitcoin is just to hold it, so there's not much transaction fees being burned. But with Ethereum, like, people are using it a lot, so there's a lot of transaction fees being burnt and sent to the burn address, coming out of the supply, and that's why Ethereum is actually deflationary. And if we believe Ethereum will continue to be popular, then like every other cryptocurrency, let's compare the inflation rate to other cryptocurrencies, because right now Ethereum is slightly deflationary and over time it will continue to be deflationary. But what are the other cryptocurrencies like? So as we know, right now the rate at which Ethereum is burnt is slightly higher than the rate at which staking rewards are rewarded. And if that continues, obviously the circulating supply is going to diminish over time for Ethereum. And if the circulating supply diminishes, that is bullish for the price. At the moment we're burning about 800,000 Ethereum in transaction fees per year, which is $1.2 billion per year at the current price of Ethereum. So here's a chart showing the inflation rates of various cryptocurrencies. You can see the worst cryptocurrency has an inflation rate of like 560%, and yeah, on average, like, the average inflation rate is probably somewhere in the 20% for most cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is coming in at just under 2%, so very low inflation rate. And obviously Ethereum is right around 0%, and over time it will be slightly negative, maybe like -1 or 2%. So all these cryptocurrencies that have very high and positive inflation rates need additional buying pressure just to keep the price at the same price that it is, whereas Ethereum can have the exact same buying pressure and selling pressure for the next 200 years, but the price will increase because the supply will decrease over time. If we say Bitcoin is sound money with a fixed supply, Ethereum does not have a fixed supply because no one knows what the final amount of Ethereum is. It's all very dependent on the fees burned and the staking rewards over time and the block space demand. But Bitcoin has a very fixed supply, obviously 21 million. So if Bitcoin has an inflation rate of 1 or 2% and is considered sound money, does that the whole meme is that Ethereum has a negative inflation rate, so it must be ultra sound money. But is that 100% true that Bitcoin is sound money and Ethereum is better and is ultra sound money? I'd probably still categorize Bitcoin as being more sound in the fact that the monetary policy of Bitcoin is very unlikely to ever change and is more sound in that case because it's 100% fixed and known, whereas Ethereum's monetary policy could change over the next 100 or 200 years depending on like the Ethereum Foundation and what the Ethereum community want to do. They might change it over time, so in that way it might be a little bit less sound. I am equally bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum for those reasons. Both are, they're the leaders in the space for a reason. I don't fall into the Bitcoin maxi or Ethereum maxi camp. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.